Welcome to the Huddle Within podcast, where we go beyond the surface to uncover the real impact of sports on our lives, whether it's lessons of resilience, the passion that fuels us, or the stories that connect us all. This is where the game gets personal. I am Daniel, a regular sports fan just like you, and together we'll explore what sports truly means beyond the surface. So step right into the huddle and let's get into it. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Huddle Within podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. Got a lot to get through on the latest sporting news. So if you have been enjoying the latest and greatest sporting news over the past 3 weeks, feel free to leave a 5-star review, subscribe wherever you do get your podcasts if you haven't already. We're across all platforms, so you can listen to the Huddle wherever you want. And yeah, your feedback's greatly appreciated. Some few updates to mention. We are in the process of potentially getting a new studio in the next month, which is very exciting. So the aesthetic of the podcast will be very different in comparison to my bedroom at the moment. At the moment, it will still be virtual. We're in sort of, I guess myself, as in we, are in plans to maybe set up a little small studio with some furniture for long term. And yeah, as the podcast grows, we want to make the podcast look better, of course, as well, and not make it look like a video recording. So yes, in the works of that. I think when we do move to the next location, we'll still have it on video as mentioned. But again, looking to obviously improve the furniture as well. You definitely won't be seeing a bed in the background, and at the back, I will try my best to make it look a little bit better when it comes to the visual appeal. Try to keep the Collingwood frame. I'm going the wrong way. Trying to keep the Collingwood frame there, and just some other stuff as well, which is really exciting. That will take in action, I think, next month. So yeah, in November you'll see a bit of a change when it comes to how the huddle is done, literally and figuratively as well. If you know what I mean, you'll find out then. But yeah, I think without further ado, I think that's all the updates we've got at the moment. That's exciting. But we got the latest sporting updates, which we want to get through. And the first one that we want to get through, and by the time that this probably gets released, we will know what the decision of all decisions is about. LeBron James, if you have seen, has teased another decision part 2. If you look back and date back to the time when he moved to the Miami Heat, this was publicized on television live, and he's doing the same thing. It's a Tuesday night right now. It's going to be announced 1 a.m. Wednesday time Australian. So when you all wake up and listen to this, you'll know the outcome. And I'm just going to call it early and just jump on it as soon as we get in. I think LeBron James is going to be announcing his retirement. It's going to be official. He's going to announce it worldwide onto the news live that this year will be his final year playing basketball. And it doesn't make sense for it to be anything else. He's not going to announce that he's going back to Cleveland. When he left Miami, he didn't do this announcement. So I think it makes the most sense that LeBron James will be retiring. And we're going to announce this, and we might look stupid tomorrow morning and discuss this as if he has retired. And I, for one, am an MJ guy. I do still believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. But LeBron James retiring from NBA is going to be a massive shock to the league, because as far as I think my generation can remember, LeBron James has been part of basketball and part of our lives supporting basketball, yes, for as long as we could remember, since being a young age. So 20 plus years in the league, looks like it's going to be 21 or 22 years left. And yeah, I'm going to say it, LeBron James has officially retired from basketball. Wow, we don't know what's going to happen with his tour. Obviously, it's going to be amazing, but again, the tour is going to be amazing. Him leaving isn't going to be amazing, but it's going to be sad. It's going to be weird to see LeBron James not be a part of basketball anymore, which is so crazy to say. And he is arguably, and you can make a debate, an argument, the greatest basketball player of all time, leading the NBA in scoring multiple championships for 3 different franchises, which is no steep feat. Yes, there's a few losses in there for the MJ fans that count up the record, and has been on some pretty good teams as late of his career, but some rubbish teams as he grew up. And yeah, he was someone that got really hyped out of high school back in 2003 when he declared for the draft, and he overexceeded anyone's expectations, I believe. He's a true pioneer of the sport. Whatever you think about him, he is someone that is obviously done a lot for the sport and a lot for basketball in the country and in the world, and also given back to communities as well. You haven't seen any terrible news or controversial news about him, and he's been loyal to his high school sweetheart in Savannah. So, and his son's in the league as well. His other son could be in the league. We might think the only reason why he hasn't called quits is because he's probably waiting for Bryce. But yeah, I'm just going to say it straight up. He's retired. I think I will wait for the announcement to officially confirm that. But yes, it's going to be a shame. It's going to be something that's quite crazy to just witness basketball without LeBron James in there. So yeah, I think that's the fresh news coming off the boat when it comes to NBA. Straight away, right on it. And yeah, I think, yeah, it's just hard. I just don't have any words to sort of describe how NBA is going to be without him. And even for someone, again, that doesn't really love LeBron, it's always going to be a big loss to lose someone of that caliber in the sport. And it's just crazy because when's Messi and Ronaldo going to retire? That's coming soon. Djokovic will retire soon. Like, we're losing all the greats, you know? Like, in my time, my generation, obviously, there's new stars coming up. John Cena, too, this year. For wrestling fans, he will not be wrestling next year. So, yeah, a lot of great timers are retiring. And I think nothing will be more crazy than when Messi and Ronaldo retire, of course. But this one's going to be up there for sure. So, phenomenal career. Got to give credit to LeBron James. Phenomenal career, if it is true. But I might be wasting 7 minutes of your time. It could be something completely different. But I just want to get the news out there in case. It's my strong feeling, strong prediction, and it makes the most sense. So 1 a.m. Australian time is the announcement. We'll be probably, if I remember to put something up on my story to just give that announcement, as it gives clear context into what we're talking about today and what news we're bringing up. And in terms of the other NBA news, the other day, Jonathan Kuminga was sorted out. We spoke about that. And just a few preseason games happening. I've seen flashes of Victor Wembanyama. I've seen flashes of Cooper Flag. Obviously, the highlight reel is always going to give you more than what's expected. The Wizards, let's see how they go. But yeah, the season is starting soon, so get strapped in for that because there's going to be a lot of basketball going on, which is always exciting. In other news, went to watch the NRL final at the pub. Again, I'm not a big NRL fan, so can't really speak on much about it. All I can say is that I went to watch it to support the Melbourne Storm, and it's probably the only team that I have support just based on the city. So I have a small attachment on that one. But yeah, it's just a shame that they lost. They were commanding at halftime. It looked like they were going to place a big dominance on the game. And then you had the fumble try. The guy lost control of the ball before he placed it on the floor. And then it pretty much just went Brisbane's way after that. And then Melbourne Storm continued to just choke, miss passes, drop key fumbles that you wouldn't think you'd see for a team that was top 2 in the NRL and also in a final yet alone. So, yeah, the Broncos win, and Brisbane is probably going crazy right now. They've won in their major 2 codes of Australia, both finals. So, yeah, if you're a Broncos fan, if you're a Lions fan, you're on top of the world right now because you've taken out the NRL and the AFL finals as well. And I'm pretty sure the women's won the NRL final as well for the Broncos too. So, yeah, it's quite miraculous for the city of Brisbane. And yeah, they're putting a full big statement before they have the Olympics in 7 years. Back with a few trophies as well. So, yeah, credits to Broncos. Walsh, what a freak. Unbelievable. Don't even really know much about him. I heard he's drunk through a toilet. I don't even know if it's the same guy. But on the rugby field, he was incredible. And a lot of people were saying he should have got sin bin for his shoulder bump on one of our players. But I don't know enough for the rules to tell you whether it should have been a sin bin or not. It did look quite rough, but rugby tends to be quite rough as well. The game got me sort of into it, so it might be something that I'll try to watch next year, just to be involved and just give you some more content on rugby, if that's something that people are interested in. But yeah, Melbourne Storm dropped the game. It's shattering, but I can't sit there and say that I'm overly disappointed, especially because I don't really advocately follow the NRL. So, but yeah, breaking that news. So the NRL season's also done. So full focus is on the opposite football, which is a great segment into NFL. So the American football, that's all we've got left when it comes to football. If you want to count all three codes, we've got the third code, and that's NFL. And God, I love the NFL. I'm going to lie. Not going to lie. Had some good results. The Saints got up in a big victory. Spencer Rattler's first win as a starting quarterback for the Saints, which is quite crazy to say. And also a first debut win for the coach as well. We took down the New York Giants, who were really lacking any threats offensively. You had Scadaboo with his crazy, he's just full of energy, that bloke. He just bumps through anything. He could bump through a wall if he could. Besides him and Jackson Dart, who gave away the ball a few times, which was probably a bit of a sting on his game, were not good enough. They lost their coach after that game, which makes sense because if you're losing to the Saints and you're only 1-4 with that team, where you should easily have been 2-3 after this game, you do deserve some comeuppance, I think. But yeah, the Saints get the win, which is exciting. We have another chance to get another win next week, but I don't think that the Saints are going to be contending near the playoffs, but got to respect the result. We had two big losses. The Eagles and the Bills lost. So I don't think there is a team that's undefeated at the moment anymore. So that's big. We had a very good shootout between the Seahawks and the Buccaneers. The Seahawks taking that one 38-35. The Colts absolutely destroyed the Raiders, and my Raiders sleeper pick is just looking grim at the moment. Geno Smith doesn't seem like the quarterback to solve their problems. They probably have to go in and invest in a future young quarterback in the draft, or at least get someone by trade, because Geno Smith just ain't it, unfortunately for them. And they get smacked up. Jonathan Taylor, the running back for Indiana, is killing it at the moment, and he's having a great season. And Daniel Jones is looking rejuvenated. So I think the Colts are the ones that are going to be the sleeper team, it feels. And they're having a story run at the moment. So that's also good to see. We saw the Broncos defeating the Bengals as well on Thursday night. And we also had the Chiefs dropping a game to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are on fire at the moment. Adding Travis Hunter has been good. I'm not saying he's been amazing for fantasy players, but I think the eye test proves that this guy is really going to be a serious player. He can play on both sides of the floor. He hasn't had the chance to play on the defense, and in the NFL, you can't really play both sides of the floor in one game. So I'm excited to see some cornerback minutes for him if they decide to put him on the defensive end. But right now, as a wide receiver, he's doing a really good job. And the Jacksonville Jaguars overall are doing a great job. Trevor Lawrence is playing really well too. So yeah, overall, nothing but positive vibes there. So yeah, the NFL keeps ramping on. There was a few buys this week, so we'll move on to those games next week as well, and we'll continue to sort of give a wrap up on what's going on that front. But yeah, NFL continues to grow, and yeah, it starts getting popular here. I'm very keen for when it comes to Australia as well. We'll be able to obviously watch the Rams, who are the sort of the global team for Australia, the chosen global team. So they'll be coming at the MCG. It might be an opening morning game from what I've heard. Hopefully it's the Saints, because I think they're going to take a team that's not that good. I think the Saints would be such a good idea, in my opinion, just for my standard bias thoughts. And being able to see the Saints in Australia could be quite special as well. So yeah, I'll be looking out for that, but continuing to just jump on the NFL. I do wish there was some rapid recap highlights. I know it's impossible to watch 20 minutes of highlights. You spend 3 hours, end up watching NFL. And it's great because it provides play-by-play. So if you are someone that wants to watch the highlights and have time, I would recommend it. But it'd be great if they did have like a rapid recap for some games that I've obviously missed or can't really analyze on this podcast. But yeah, again, we'll continue to just draw out all the NFL stuff. No injury updates, which is good. It's good news, but I suspect that there might be some during the week as well. And for fantasy, got the two number one ranked players at the moment in Puku Nakua and Christian McCaffrey and Ferguson, who's the number one rated tight end, all on my team. So that's always a big plus. safe to say I landed on those draft picks. Ferguson was a wire pickup, but landed on all those players, which is always a positive too. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up NFL. And just wanted to pause the episode for a quick second to thank you very much for. Just wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Huddle Within podcast. If you do enjoy episodes like this, or this episode specifically, be sure to leave a comment and a 5-star review wherever you do get your podcasts. It'd be also great if you could like and subscribe wherever you do get your podcasts, so we can continue to show this out to people that see sports exactly the way that you do. But without further ado, let's get straight back into it. We had the UFC as well. I'm a big fight merchant, so I only really saw the co-main event. But the main event was with Alex Pereira getting the victory and becoming the UFC, I think, heavyweight champion or light heavyweight. Again, probably should have done my research before, but Pereira is back to the top. They said that he had COVID the last fight he took on his opponent. But yeah, he gets the belt and wins in a quick 28 seconds. There was some controversy as to whether the ref called it early, as his elbow shots were getting blocked. But I think for the safety of the fighters, I think it was the right decision to call that off and give Pereira his title back. And yeah, we'll be keen to see him again as I try to get into UFC a bit more and yeah, learn about all those stuff as well and fighting and whatnot. But at the moment, I'm just a main card guy, a bit of a casual fan, so there isn't too much there. Also, with the F1, we had George Russell winning the match. Oh, the race. Fucking match. The race, which was okay, I guess. Mercedes-Benz get a bit of a sway there. And Oscar Piastri continues to get screwed over. And as a biased Aussie fan, I feel like they're favouring Lando at the moment. But I'm just rooting out for Oscar to win the championship. I really hope he gets it done. It's getting tight between those two. And Max is starting to make a bit of a comeback. But I don't think it'll be enough for him. I think that it's going to come down to Lando and Oscar Piastri. They have won the Constructors' Championship, so that's been confirmed. So it's simply just going to be about those two racing, and I think that McLaren are going to kind of put the shackles off team strategy and let the two boys race, and I think that's going to be very exciting. I think all the team strategy has got to go out the window now because they have confirmed the Constructors' Championship. Let them race. Let them see who the better racer is, and I'm going to be rooting for Oscar Piastri all the way. Just seeing a Australian F1 champion will be some light and some spectacle, and I think will be massive news across the board. And looking back at his F3 days, he was always elite, so it's just great to see him up there. And he made a great decision not going to Alpine at the time when he was the academy driver there. I think he made the great smart move to do that. So that's awesome for him as well, and we're happy for that. In the Premier League, United also get a good win, a 2-0 victory over Sunderland. Le Mans started, which is something that I was hoping would happen, and they pulled the trigger on it. Dorgu did get dropped, which was quite frustrating, but again, we still got the victory, so we rectified the result with a 2-0 statement victory, I would say. Le Mans again killed it. I think he did really well in his first game. Mason Mount scored, and so did Sesko. So Sesko's hit 2 in a row. And that's extremely important for us, for our striker to be getting goals. And he's in those positions to score, and that's what we need him for. He's getting those poacher striker goals, which is what we need from a striker. And as his confidence goes up, it's best for all of us. I think it's best for United fans too. And Mason Mount, people were thinking why wasn't Cunha starting and why they put Mason Mount on the pitch. It proved to work, and yeah, Mason Mount also got on the score sheet as well, and good to see him playing. If he stays fit, I think he can get back to what he was. It's going to be really hard to justify that with his club, but I feel like Mason Mount hasn't had that clean slate to be able to do that. So I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping that can be rectified in this time, and hopefully he doesn't get injured as well. It's a good win to get off the back of the coming international break, but not good for our momentum, I'd say. We got Liverpool coming next at Anfield, and those guys are struggling big time. They take a 2-1 loss to Chelsea, a 96th minute winner or 93rd minute winner against Chelsea on the hands of Estevao, a great back post cross from Cucurella. And that's the second time in a row in 2 Premier League games that they concede a extra time goal to lose 2-1. So, wowee, Liverpool look to be in trouble. And I had the chance to watch this game as well, and all I can say is that what happened to their high energy, pressing, fast attacking style that they're accustomed to? It looks so methodical right now, the way they're playing, slow build up. It just doesn't seem like they're going anywhere at the moment. And I think that the creativity they're getting from these other players aren't the same as what they got from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And yeah, you can argue about his defending. You can say it was suspect. You can sit there and say it wasn't a big loss. But I think at this point, Trent Alexander-Arnold is contributing to more goals, and I think that really helps Liverpool. They're missing that creativity on the right-hand side, and even on the left-hand back when Robbo was playing better. I think the players are taking time to adjust, and in a new league with new players, it is going to take time. I still think that Liverpool are going to be okay. Like, as much as I'm so happy to see them losing as a Liverpool hater and a United fan, it's great to see. It's great to see that they're not first at the moment. I still think they're going to compete for the title. I still think they're going to work things around. It hasn't been easy for them dealing with personal stuff, I would say, and also getting these new players to adapt to the club and get their I guess careers going for Liverpool is hard. So yeah, as much as you want to make excuses for them as a Liverpool fan, you have to sit there and think that the performances simply haven't been good enough, which they haven't. Even when they were winning, their performances weren't good enough. And that's 3 losses in a row now if you count the Galatasaray one. And the international break couldn't come for them any sooner. They have a chance to rectify that against a United team that we'll preview next week, but I do think United will lose that game. But yeah, Liverpool not looking to their Arsenal. They get a victory, so they're in commanding position to be first on the table at the moment. City also get a statement victory as well. Tottenham too. So some just high movers there. Liverpool, the ones struggling at this point. And Everton get a victory against Crystal Palace, who break their unbeaten streak of 19. And Jack Grealish quick work of that clearance, but it just deflected straight onto Grealish, hit the roof of the net, and they score to win the game as well. I've got to say something about the Liverpool game. How amazing is Casado? What a hit! All shots he takes just always seems to just find the top corner. So credit to him. I think he's having a great season so far. Chelsea not having the best season, but I think this result will help them big time. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Premier League and honestly wraps up all the sporting news for this week. A pretty light session, I think, headlined by the LeBron James decision, which again was recorded. This podcast was recorded before the decision was announced. But again, I am going to say it with confidence that LeBron James has retired from the NBA. And I'm going to be that confident that I'm going to name the title of this episode that. And if it's not, I'll figure out something else. But again, it's been your boy Daniel. You've listened to another episode of the Huddle Within podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode. Next week, we'll top up the wrestling stuff. All you need to know is that Crown Jewel begins this weekend. It's going to start 11:30 Melbourne time. It is in Perth. So if you do have time on your weekend, there's no football, get on the Crown Jewel. There's some few good matches on. You have Roman Reigns and Australian-born Bronson Reed going on a street fight. John Cena's taking on AJ Styles. You have world champion from Raw and WWE champion from both men and women taking on each other for the Ultimate Crown Jewel champion to determine the best champion. And the men's match being Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, who go back to the archives and watch a few matches they've had because they're pretty incredible. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins with a torn pec, and you could see his whole pec fully bruised, and he still managed to perform in that match. That's a big. And then the last one is Aussie's own Rhea Ripley teaming up with Io Sky to take on the Kabuki Warriors as well. So another Australian, and Rhea Ripley is so big in the WWE, and she's also representing Australia. So if you don't like wrestling, but you like Aussies, jump on that because you have a few wrestling on that PLE. And fuck, I wish I could go to that, but I got the marathon. So I'll let you know how the marathon goes too. But yeah, I won't be able to watch Crown Jewel live in Perth, which is shattering. But at least they're coming to Melbourne for a house show, so I'll update that as well. I think that is on the Wednesday, so I won't be able to talk about it next week's pod, but definitely the week after. And look out for some more wrestling stuff. That's all I'm going to say. So I did say bye, but I'm going to say bye again. Listen to another podcast, wrapping up the sport news on the Huddle Within. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next week. Cheers. So that's a wrap for this week's episode of the Huddle Within podcast. I appreciate you for tuning in and being part of this community where we go beyond the game and into what really matters. If this episode resonated with you, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who sees sports just the way that we do. And hey, I'd love to hear from you. Connect with me on my social medias, which will be linked below. Send in your thoughts and even be part of a future episode. Until next time, keep that passion alive, stay in the huddle, and remember, it's always deeper than the game. Cheers.